Greetings all. This is going to be my review of the Sumo Crawler and a Spider chassis. Some of the mods I've done. One of the first ones I did was to remove the bottom drag link off the steering and run it off the back of the servo horn. I'll give you the dimensions and the parts that I've used to do this. Another mod you can probably notice is the shock rods. This is from GameRex video 46 and 47. I'll go over the parts that I used to do this. Basically it's a 2x56 threaded rod on one end. I cut the threads down. I'm not sure where I got the spring from, but the spring and the parts are all from the Dubro 2135 packs. That's what this is. To do this though, I didn't use the end of the shock like GameRex did and cut it down. Basically I just used link ends and cut those down. They're cheaper and you get to keep your shocks. All the parts that come in the Dubro pack are what you're going to need, except for the screws to attach them. When you do this mod, use the ball studs from the four corners. You'll need to drill them out because they're the only thing that will fit in either this one or this one's ball socket. I looked, and believe me, I found out they don't. Another mod I did was I originally changed out the motor to the servo motor, the MG 946R motor. I ended up blowing out my gearbox, not the transfer case, but the gearbox itself, and that seems to be the weak link because it takes 10 to 15 days to get a replacement from China. I'll put the link to the eBay website that GameRex turned me on to get the motor and gearbox that fit. If you buy them off of anybody else online, the gearbox you'll find is going to be too small to fit into your transfer case and utterly useless. Another mod I made was to the tires. These are the HSP tires that GameRex had. I couldn't get mine to glue down as neatly as his, so I basically cut them apart and re-glued them onto a set of low-seat tires and wheels. The wheels are weighted, even though you don't see any washers, and you probably won't. I use what's called bullet weights. This is a solid lead core or a solid lead wire that fits neatly into the center of your rims. You just have to kind of type it down with a hammer on a hard surface, but it works really good. Other thing was to the body. You notice I got a piece of Lexan and basically made hinges so it just clips on. These are jewelry rings. They're from Walmart. It's $2 for a package of 3 different sizes. They seem to work pretty good. Now there's just a matter of clipping it on and hooking it on the back. And there you go. Like I said, I'm going to go over all the pieces that I use for this. Because basically it's a piece of 2x56 rod cut down. I'll give you the length and all the other intricacies. I think that's about it as far as for the mods that I've made for this. One other thing I wanted to show you was this. I took an old screwdriver, an old flat blade screwdriver, put a slot in the center, and now it's easy to pop off gears, off motors if you're going to swap them out. That's really about it for right now. I'm going to show you the difference between running it with the springs on the shock rods and without. It makes rather a drastic difference. So give me a minute and I'll take off the rest of the springs and I'll show you the difference. Hold on. And we're back. Now you can see it's quite a difference without the springs. Got a lot more droop. One thing I found was interesting is without the springs, the torque that you lose while it'll still push. See that twist? It actually causes it to lose a lot of the power, and it kind of comes in to be a hassle, if you're trying to drive someplace. Because the body flexes over and you lose a lot of what you thought you had as far as power. As for articulation, it still works really good. Doesn't fall over now. You know, that's articulation. without the springs, and you get about the same amount with the springs. So I don't know that not using them is that good. Okay, let me get the train. Hold on. And we're back. As you can see, the articulation is fairly good. You get the general idea. But you can see how that flexation, that's power you're losing. Every time that body flexes over like that, that's torque you're losing. So it doesn't go anywhere. Okay, let me put the springs back on and we'll go from there. Hold on. And now we have with springs. As you can see, it doesn't seem to really make a difference as far as flexation. Or its articulation. Another thing is, when you pick it up, it doesn't droop. And I'll get the blocks out now and show you the difference on the blocks. Hold on. Okay. Now with the springs. You can see it still has good articulation. Only thing is, before the springs, the back wheel would have been on the ground, where now it's in the air. One thing I don't seem to like about the channel motor though is it doesn't have any low end. But as you can see, I think it still has enough articulation to be able to do anything you want to do. Well, that's about it. Comments, questions, just post them. That's really about it. Later on. Bye.